5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, we are jumping right in. Frosty K. Haven't seen one of those in a little while. Hey, what's going on? Well, you were like consistently the first person in here every single time. It's pretty crazy. You skipping this big guy? Box tech, look at this. That's cool. Oh no, he's not gonna get through. Oh, it's cool tech, but it's kind of a waste of time. Oh no, there we go. Mind soothe those guys. And we pulled it anyways, no shot. Year. Wow. We played Holy Paladin in Season 2. Yes, I've actually been playing my Holy Paladin quite a bit. It's very, very fun. I'm liking it a lot. Kit, thank you for the 7 months. You've been... Oh, okay, yeah. 7-month streak and you've been... It's a total of 12 months. That's awesome. Happy year. And 7514. Thank you for the 7 months as well. Actually, 12 months. Sorry. I'm having a hard time reading this. I don't know why my notifications are popping up differently than they normally do. Oh well. I grip this guy back. Boom. I was in here earlier on a +2. People are toxic even at that level. I mean, how am I supposed to learn? Yeah, unfortunately, that's just one of the problems with a game that has so many resources available outside of it, is people just expect everyone to kind of know everything. Which not make a lot of sense just because they do it. When you're pugging, your expectations should never be like that. If you're in like a pre-made group or like, you know, a guild or something that is getting ready for the raid and you all had a certain amount of prep that you were expecting from everyone, that's totally fair. But when you're in a pug, like, everyone plays this game differently, so I don't know. If you're not doing like +12s and higher, you probably shouldn't expect anything of the people that you're playing with in a pug because they probably play the game totally different than you do and want different things out of the game. This group, for instance, if we're all in here on a 12, we're all just psychopaths that are playing the game for no real reason besides IO, so... My way of playing the game is the best, and everyone should do it? Yeah, exactly. That is usually the actual thought process that happens for some people, which is very unfortunate. Not gonna get this off in time, that sucks. Behind. I'm just gonna use double radiance since I'm behind. Help with these. This far one. Oh, Kit, don't snooze the ads. Early ads happen so that people don't get pre-rolls when they join the stream. Like right now, if someone joins the stream, they'll get a pre-roll ad, which I try to avoid because it's annoying. So, oh, you're the only mod. Did I accidentally press a hotkey? You're gaslighting me. Saw the notification, purposefully avoided it. Oh no, I just pressed Evang as soon as all the atonements fell off. Oh my god. That is the worst. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother touching these anymore because all the DPS are just running around trying to get them all like it's a contest. Need the ring drop so we can get some Resto Druid gameplay? Yeah. I'll play the Resto Druid as soon as I get the ring. Target the extractor because it has the most HP. I thought that would have been. I thought my HP was enough for 2 throw rocks, but that hurts bad. Should have just flash healed myself again or power word shielded on cooldown. Ice block from the mage, she would have died to that. I've trinketed myself too. Like there's so many things I had that I didn't need to hold on to, and I was like trying to hold them because I was like, I'm pretty sure this is fine. If I get in some raid groups, I'm item level 607, but everyone declines me, but I watched all the bosses and guides. Honestly, make your own group is probably the best, like, easiest option. In terms of if you just want to join a group. Otherwise, yeah, people are just gonna kind of judge based on eye level since they don't really have anything else to go off of. I guess the actual recommendation I would have besides that, though, is don't pug the raid. Join a guild. Even if it's like there's a lot of community guilds where they're like giant mega guilds, and they'll just run raids like almost every day of the week with different groups. So, and it's like low commitment, so it's not like you have to be there or anything. There's not like a strict attendance or anything depending on the difficulty. Usually as long as it's not mythic, people don't really care that much for like attendance and stuff. You can just find like an AOTC guild to join or something that raids like 1 day a week. But much better experience in the raid too with a guild, honestly. New player, so I'm quite overwhelmed with all the stuff. Yeah, that like a big part of WoW is if you're new, it's hard to kind of integrate yourself in with everything that's going on. So just take it one step at a time. Yeah, guilds are like your #1 stop for figuring stuff out and playing with like-minded people or people that are more patient and stuff. And that hopefully you've seen it, but the like Ready Check Workshop series I have on YouTube, that the last video of that series is about finding a guild and like all the best ways of looking for a guild and stuff. So you avoid some of the traps you might fall into when looking for a guild, like in the in-game stuff, because guilds can also be pretty hit or miss with how helpful they are, or active they are and stuff. Two bosses are nothing burgers, yeah. They definitely made this one at least do more damage, like while the ads are alive. They pulse for AoE. But outside of that, yeah, there's literally nothing going on. Oh. There's a lot going on if you let them melee you, though. That's for sure. We're actually in quite a bit of trouble here. It's gonna hurt. Yeah. Or just dying because there's ads alive. Well, that sucks. I'm lucky. Jinxed it. Also, if you need more help with the guild finding part and stuff, or any of that stuff, just message me on Discord. I'd be happy to help you. Alright, let's try to join another one. I only need IO right now. I'm just trying to get the ring and then get one more dungeon done so that I can craft my cloak. my last embellishment on it and stuff for raid tonight. And other than that, we'll probably spend the remain. We actually have a lot of crust to spend after that. I'll have. How many will that be? 40? No, 30. Oh, 30 crust to spend. Probably upgrade trinket. Where are you at in the raid? We are 6 of 8 heroic and 1 of 8 mythic. We raid 2 nights a week, 3 hours each. So we're a 6-hour guild. I think the goal this week is probably AOTC for sure, and then hopefully also 2 out of 8 mythic, but we'll see how much time we have. Back to Motherlode. I just do it on the 10 so that I have the portal, even though this is probably the easiest one to walk to. Since this is a lower level one, we can do the dungeon walkthrough for this one. I'll probably record that while we're doing this. I'll be yapping a lot. You joined a 0. Yeah, that last one was a 12, and then this one's a 8. I messaged you on Discord. You can, yeah, you can just DM me. If you're in my community Discord, it should just let you DM me. For my Discord is just at Moarcookies.
2, 1.
Okay, here we go. This is the dungeon walkthrough for Motherlode. Most groups will skip this. It looks like he's gonna pull it. If you are skipping it, you just hug the left right here, and the pipe can be a little bit annoying, but... And then there's a lot of mobs in these packs, so we're gonna talk about like one of them at a time. So on this one, hired assassins, they're gonna cast Toxic Blade. It needs to be kicked. If it goes off, it's not the end of the world, but it makes it to where when they do this Fan of Knives ability, it hurts a lot more and applies a poison to everyone, like a stacking poison. So, and that's only poison dispellable. And Fan of Knives, you cannot kick it, but you can stop it with like stuns or crowd control, so like fears or any kind of single target stuns or, you know, blinding light from a holy paladin, like stuff like that. And now here we have the refreshment vendors and the addled thugs. So the addled thugs are going to do inhale vapor, not too important, it just makes them do extra damage. And then they'll do this like uppercut punch thing. It's literally just called uppercut. Targets a player like that, puts a circle around you. If anyone else is in the circle, it also hits them, and it knocks you up in the air. I'll just use defenses for that and watch where you're getting thrown back to. And then the refreshment vendors are going to cast Iced Spritzer or Ice Spritz or something like that. Yeah, Ice Spritzer. And you just kick that. Otherwise, what it does is it will stun the player that it's targeting. And you can either dispel that player to remove the stun, or you can kick them because it's like a channeled spell that they'll just keep channeling until it's either kicked or dispelled. And it just does a moderate amount of damage to that person that's getting channeled. It's channeling on. And I think that's pretty much it for all the important ones there. I think the only other one that we saw was a mech jockey, which we'll see maybe again. Mech jockeys will just run to one of these mechs on the ground and try to like operate it, and you just stun them or kill them before the cast finishes, and then they won't jump in the mech. If they do jump in the mech, then they become one of these mechanized peacekeepers, which is not good. Now we have the assassin and the thugs. So there's the fan of knives. They get stunned. Off-duty laborers don't do anything, they just melee the tank. Part 2 being released for the Bigwigs raid setup. I can do that tonight, actually, before I raid, because we're planning on doing Gallywix tonight. So I can record that tonight. I'll probably release it like tomorrow, because today I'll do a dungeon walkthrough, and then tomorrow I can do that. Okay, Peacekeepers, they're going to do tear gas. It just spawns these 3 puddles on the floor. You don't want to walk in them or get hit by them. And then he's going to do this charged, whatever it's called. I don't know what the second part of the name is called, but it makes them all glowy with lightning. And every melee attack, he's going to hit the entire group with unavoidable damage that hurts pretty bad. So that's where you'd want to use, like, healing CDs, technically, is just during that damage. And it goes away eventually. It's like a buff that he keeps, and then in a couple seconds he would cast it again. Now he's practicing the little skip. We have refreshment vendor and the addled thug in here, so there's the ice spritz. We're gonna have the uppercut next. On the mage. There he goes. My Keyyy, the mech jockey, doesn't have a mech anywhere nearby, so they'll just melee the tank. They won't do anything if there's not a mech nearby. They won't like run across the map for it or anything. And this Peacekeeper will just like run back and forth from these 2 spots. Most people will try to skip him, so just be aware. He like sprints to the other side, so if you're not quick, then he will definitely aggro. Like even here, the people who are behind us, I want to keep an eye out just in case. Like this mage right here is going to end up pulling it like that. Now, nothing special here. We have the assassins, which we already talked about. We have the thug, and we have the peacekeeper, which is going to hurt really bad. There's the fan of knives casting on the group. You can see like the damage we're taking. And we're also going to take damage from this charged shield, is what it's called. I don't know if we live this, but we're going to try. Probably should have radienced before I did this, because now the mage is in a lot of trouble. Radiance now. Healed the mage with our trinket. And then the fan of knives is also going off while the charged shield is happening, so that hurts real bad. There, the mech jockey was trying to activate the mech right there, but he died before it went off. A paint up charge that we can use if we need to. Probably use it on the tank when his bubble expires. Use it on him now. So this uppercut, we're going to shield the hunter. The uppercut will hurt pretty bad.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
Definitely just be PIing the mage, I think, every time he's doing significantly more damage than everybody else. I get the assassin, the refreshment vendor, and the peacekeeper all in the same. Whenever the assassins are with the peacekeepers as a healer, you really want to be careful. I'm going to fear the toxic blades cast. And we'll just have to watch this, the charge plus the fan of knives right here. So fan of knives is going off with no stop. And we're getting hit by the charged shield. So even on an 8, we're just taking a ton of damage. Like, this isn't even fortified. Everyone just took like half of their health and damage. So that's like the overlap you want to be a little bit scared of, is the charge shield plus the Fan of Knives going off with no stop. And live through it. You just have to kind of overheal everybody. Like the insurance noise when it procs. Every day I'm between muting it and leaving it for dopamine. I do not like it at all. I played with it in the PTR and it drove me nuts. Is there a way to mute it? Because in the PTR I couldn't find any way to mute it, and I tried asking a couple of the class discords and they just kind of were making memes and not answering any questions. Oh, I'm not explaining this boss. Alright, he drops coin piles on the floor. They don't do anything. He just needs to be away from them. And then he's going to cast Static Pulse. That's the main thing you're going to need to heal. So right here, it's going to cast, and then cast eventually, and then it's going to knock everybody back and put a dot on everyone for 7 seconds that you need to heal through. And then he will spawn all of these footballs or soccer balls around the room, and you just need to run over to them, and then whichever way your character is pointed against it, you'll see an arrow and it just throws it. You want to shoot it at the boss, hit the boss with all of them. There should be a total of 6 of them. Then he'll do this frontal, so you just want to watch out in case he does the frontal on top of the soccer balls. Then you have to wait a little bit and then finish it. And the coin magnet doesn't do anything. It just pulls in coins that are close enough to him inside that circle that he spawns, and if so, he gets a buff. And that's it. It's literally just those 3 mechanics. So now he does the static pulse again. We heal everybody up. We're healing this dot. I wanted to have a radiance charge ready. And he's going to spawn the footballs, and we go run over and grab the ones that are annoying for DPS to grab, especially the ones that he's running away from. There's one way up here. That one went off, so now you can see this dispellable debuff on everyone for 10 seconds, and it's just a really nasty dot. So we can mass dispel or individually dispel, or you can just heal through it. It's totally livable as long as you don't have like multiple overlaps of the bombs. It will hurt really bad with the static pulse going off. Otherwise you should be totally fine. I have more of the soccer ball spawning. Pretty much always, even if the boss is low HP, you want to be throwing the soccer balls into him, because it does increases damage taken for each one that he gets hit by. So it just helps you kill him faster either way. Add-ons like mute sound file, where you can input a spell ID and it will mute it. Okay, that sounds incredibly nice. So next pulls, we have the Earthshapers here, the Ventrico Earthshapers. They just need to be kicked. The Mine Rats will just spam throw rock at random targets, and it hurts pretty bad. And then this Extractor is going to do this big AoE cast. It's called Rapid Extraction. Spawn a bunch of circles on the floor, and with each spawn of the circles, it will also do like a heavy, or I guess a moderate amount of damage to everyone in the group that is unavoidable. And if you get hit by any of the circles, you just die. So it's kind of like a heal while on the move thing. So dodge and then heal, and then dodge and then heal, and keep doing that until all the circles are gone. If you're going to use healing cooldowns or anything like that, it's definitely during the rapid extraction that you want to do it. Like right here, if I have to dodge, I'll Shadow Word Death, and then I'll smite until I have to dodge again, and so on. We have the Earthshaper and the Mine Rat. Sappers will just throw down bombs on the ground, kind of randomly. Just get out of them before they explode. And when the sappers die, they will throw a bunch of bombs all over the ground around them, and you just avoid them. So like right here, the sapper's gonna die. do this final blast, and then he'll spawn a bunch of bombs under his feet, and then you just don't walk in them. And here we have a lot of the same. The extractor again. The extraction coming up. The big overlap here is the extractor casting like this, and then a rock lance hitting you in the face. Like right here, I'm about to get by 2 of them, so I press some defensives. Because if you aren't full HP when a rock lance hits you, it's going to hurt really, really bad. So you want to make sure that that is like the overlap. You want to be watching people's health, or like using, you know, individual healing or defensives if you get targeted by a rock lance while the extractor is doing its cast. Stone Furies will do 2 casts. One is, it used to be a shield. I don't really know what it is now. I haven't seen it shield them, but it's a shield. And then the second one is just a big AoE hit that if the cast goes off, it just does a bunch of group-wide damage. So basically just interrupt both of their casts. Okay, yeah, there. So the Tectonic Shield went off, and it was just like a small shield that applied to him. Next pack, there's a Sapper, there's some Earth Shapers. So we're watching for those Earth Bolts, and then there's this Taskmaster. He will, I think he buffs all of the nearby enemies to like take reduced damage or deal extra damage or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's just reduced damage, so you want to kind of focus him down. Then he'll do this charge ability, he should do it here shortly, where he charges to a random player. And then does a big AoE circle around them right there. So he's charging, and then he does a big AoE circle. You just get out of it, and that's it. The only other thing he does is overtime, which I don't know the specifics of what it does, but I think it buffs or makes the adds like cast or attack faster. So let's actually look at that while everyone's dying to the mines. Apply a stacking bleed, it looks like, to whoever he's attacking as well. That's something of note. Okay, we're gonna go to dungeons. We're gonna go to trash. And look at the Taskmaster, if I can find him. And paints up this mage so he lives. I don't know why I'm doing this with the dungeon journal open, but we're gonna find it here in a second. Can we save him? I don't think we can save him from that bleed. No. I'm stuck up in the air. Okay, we're good. We did it. Alright, overtime. Caster lets out a powerful roar, subtly encouraging nearby allies, increasing their haste. And it looks like it's, I don't think dispellable, it's soothable, I think is what it is trying to say. Yeah, that's what that does. Cool. It changed this boss a little bit from what it was in BFA. For the mage friend to get back. Alright, so this boss is basically, there's 2 adds in the boss. The adds will fixate a random player every time. And then basically what happens is he picks one of the adds and enrages it. While it's enraged, it does extra damage, and then also it will just pulse unavoidable group-wide damage for the whole entire duration it's alive, so you want to kill it as fast as possible. And then ideally you leave the other one alive, but I'm not going to go into like the strategies of the boss. I'm just going to talk about what the boss does. And the boss will cast Tectonic Smash. It just does a frontal. You avoid that. And then he's going to do Resonating Quake. And that's going to just do unavoidable damage to the entire group here. So you can see right there. Now he's going to call new Earth Callers. And it all repeats from there. So now they're both going to fixate somebody. He's going to enrage one of them. We focus the enraged one. Now we're taking unavoidable group-wide damage. The frontal targets a random player and we avoid it. Still hitting this enraged one. Here it looks like it's on the tank, so this is going to start hurting really bad. We're actually in a lot of trouble here. Okay, this AoE is going to hurt. I'm going to health pot and try to heal everybody up. Not enough. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the AoE that the boss does there does more damage the more ads that are alive, especially if the enraged one is alive. We just didn't kill the ads, so we just do it again, and as long as that enraged ad dies before he does the slam, you're pretty much golden. Like, that's all that you really need to worry about. The second ad doesn't matter nearly as much. I guess while we're sitting here on the boss for an extra amount of time, the reason that it's nice to not kill the second ad, the one that's not enraged, is because every time he spawns ads, he only spawns 2 of them. He'll only have 2 active at a time, I guess is the better way to phrase it. So if there's 1 ad already alive, he'll only spawn 1 ad instead of 2. And then you have an ad that's like half HP and an ad that's full HP rather than 2 full HP ads every single time. It can help a little bit. And I think you can also like CC one of them and just ignore it the entire fight until it enrages. You're only ever dealing with 1 ad. Same thing. Enraging one of them. We're going to focus that one. Focus on healing. I'm going to try not to overuse my radiance charges. We won't kill the other one yet, but it's probably going to die anyways. Dodge the frontal. The frontal does happen pretty quick, so he'll like turn and start casting it before it actually shows the ability. And now he's going to spawn the ad, and if you see this one's still alive, he'll only spawn 1 new ad, so there we go. Now this one's super low HP, so we can finish it off, or we can wait until he enrages to see if it enrages that one, which is even more ideal. And then now we just kill this ad. He's gonna do the unavoidable AoE. Spawn 2 new ads. Enrage one of them, and we're gonna focus that one. Told that me. Now we just hit the boss again. The thing you can do if you're targeted by these, you don't get targeted by them as a healer, but if you're a DPS and you're fixated, try to run them through the boss. Because then it's so much easier for people to like cleave onto the boss and keep doing damage to the boss while it's relevant. And here... oh, nope, he almost did it. Not quite though. I want him to enrage the low health one. I can't remember if it like full heals them or not. They stay low HP and you just get to kill them super fast. So you can look at the next one and see. Two new ads, and then we'll see if he full heals one of them since they're not full HP. So that one, yeah, it looks like he full healed it. It was at like 98, then it went back up to 99.9. Bit of a tedious boss fight, but The worst thing ever. Surprised we're making such bad time in this dungeon. It's crazy. Bosses have infinite HP for this group. The new enraged one. Here we could technically just hit the boss because he has lower HP, but the group's probably still going to focus the ad, so I'm just going to help kill it. Usually in a pug where people aren't all communicating, it'll be difficult to tell what people are doing, or people will kind of decide to do different stuff. There's the extra damage. If he does the resonate while the enraged ad is alive, you all get this dot, and it's kind of really gross. So that's what exactly happened, is we were split between what we were doing. So it's like half of us were attacking the boss and half of us were attacking the ad. So that's where it's a little confusing. I don't know how much credit I'm going to have for having an untimed 8 doing a guide walkthrough of the dungeon, but hopefully me talking through it is still useful, even if we don't time it. Okay, so here we have a lot of new stuff. We have the masterminds. They're going to cast this like brainstorm, and it's going to spawn these swirlies under your feet, and they also move, so you want to get out of the circle and create a little bit of distance. You also want to bait them not on top of the trash and stuff like that. So like here, when they're going to recast it here soon, I want to back up a little bit.
Move.
When they spawn, they're not all over melee. Move again. And then the other thing they do is they'll just cast Mind Laser, and it just targets a random player. Like right here, it's on the mage, you can see the debuff. And it'll just do a moderate amount of damage to them. And then the next trash is the weapons testers, so they'll do Echo Blade every like 17 seconds. Oh, there I spawned a tornado in melee, that's bad. And the Echo Blade will just do, I think it like faces a random player, and then we'll just do like a frontal at them pretty much that you can't see on the ground, and just do a moderate amount of damage to everyone that's kind of in the path. Here we're spawning the tornadoes really awkwardly because we're running out of space because we're not going back and spawning the tornadoes. We're kind of moving forward expecting the trash to die. So we're just moving a little preemptively when we should be moving back because the previous tornadoes will despawn when the new ones spawn. You can't mind see that guy, so we're going to be careful. We have the alchemists. They just need to be kicked. They'll apply these poison debuffs to random players, and then they'll cast on a player. It is this ability coming up right here, transmute enemy to goo. If it goes off, it will like polymorph the player for 15 seconds or something, or 10 seconds. It might go off right here on the hunter almost. You can either dispel the player, or you just have to wait it out. Like if it's on you, you're kind of screwed, and you just have to wait it out. The weapons testers again. It looks like we're going into the big pole. This is pretty scary with how many weapons testers there are, because it's a lot of unavoidable damage. Target a mastermind because they have the most amount of HP. We'll stand behind the group so that we're not all stacked for the weapons testers to be like cleaving us a bunch. I am going to town and spamming healing. The Echo Blade, you'll see some people take some damage. That one was at me, so I only took damage. I'm not near anyone else. The brainstorm again. Get another one, and try to bait it over this way a little bit more towards that other tornado. That way they're not just everywhere. You're moving slow in here. I wonder if they're gonna call it. Should finish it, yeah. This boss is pretty straightforward. Just gonna spawn a bunch of swirlies all over the floor. You just go to the most safe zone. So try not to go over there in the like tiny corner. You want to go on the big side, whichever is the most open. Then she'll do Azerite Catalyst, which just spawns more circles under one person's feet, so you want to bait them towards the edge. And lastly, she'll do Propellant Blast. It does damage to the one player it's targeting, and then does this kind of frontal, and it pushes all the stuff back. So like here, if I'm going to get it, it's going to be right here. So I just put my back to this stuff, and then it pushes it all back. And I can also move around, and it'll follow me. So I don't want to push it into other players and stuff. You want to just push the stuff back off the floor to like clear the room again. We get 3 of them. We clear most of the stuff on the floor. And she'll respawn, a new safe zone, so we go to the big safe zone. These also, the puddles grow a lot bigger than they look, so you want to make enough room. Then she's doing the Azerite Catalyst again, so see how this player like ran it through the middle like that? Now it's just going to put goo like everywhere on top of us pretty much. And we might run out of room on the boss. So now we're kind of in an awkward spot. It's on the hunter, so it's going to push all that stuff back. I'm going to pain sup him because he was stuck in all the stuff on the ground. And now we have created like an open space and we can kind of fix it. The Warlock's not in the right spot, so he's not pushing any of the stuff back, but there he goes towards the end. See, as he like runs through us, it pushes all of us back and does damage, and on a higher key, it's going to do a decent chunk of damage to the players that it's hitting. Like right here, you can see if I'm not healing at all, the mage takes about like, a little over a quarter or close to half their HP. I go to the new safe zone again. I have Azerite Catalyst, so I'm going to bait it towards the edge here, and then I just kind of walk along the path like that to bait it all as close together as possible to create a nice open space for us to use. It's on the Warlock here. Just sprinting out there. You don't have to do that. You can stay right next to the boss the entire time and just free cast. It'll hit all of the stuff no matter how far away it is. That's pretty much it. So, not much to heal on that boss. It's more of just like a positioning and movement thing. And we got these Venture Co. War Machines and the Specialist. The Specialist will just spawn bombs, I think, or they'll do these right here, these artillery barrages. And then the Venture Co. War Machines will do this charge shot, and it just does a lot of unavoidable group damage. So that's where you're going to want to use like healing cooldowns and stuff. And we get the artillery barrage again. The War Machine will also deploy a mine on the ground. It'll spawn a mine and then fixate a random player. If the mine hits the fixated player, they will just die. If you're not the fixated player, the mine cannot do anything to you. Be careful that if like someone is fixated, say the mage for instance, and then he uses invis, it'll fixate somebody else. It's like the hunter feigns, but like see if I walk through the bomb that's fixated on someone else, it will not hit me or blow up. Here the Warlock's getting stuck though. Yeah, looks like he's okay. Charge shots going off. So yeah, basically if you're fixated, you want to be careful. And the mines will just, as far as I know, they will just endlessly fixate until they get to you. So you have to kill them over time. So now I'm fixated by one of them. So I'm just going to sit back here. Try to avoid it. It's getting closer to me, so I'm going to try to run around it. And run it back through. That's the easiest way, is if you're fixated, try to run them through the mobs that everyone's fighting. Like the War Machine, basically. Because it'll help just natural cleave and slows and stuff like that hit the mines. With the artillery strike that we watch out for. Deploying another mine. He's going to do the charge shot. The mines here on the ground, they activate when you get close enough to them. So as long as you stay away from them, you can avoid activating them. Like even this one in the middle right here, we don't have to activate that one if you just hug the wall. And here we have 2 of the War Machines, so it's going to hurt very bad because they're going to do back-to-back charge shots. So you can see there's the first one, and now the second one starts before the first one even ends. So we want to like giga heal each of those whenever they overlap like that. Right here, I'm going to save my Radiance charges for the next set of charge shots. So here they go. So I'm going to use 1 Radiance. I'm going to Mind Blast, and then probably just use the other Radiance. So I get a bigger penance. There, the Warlock got hit by a mine, so you see what happens with that. Almost nothing you can do. I think on a super low key level, you could probably live it with like a shield and stuff like that, but on fortified, like this is tyrannical and it still one-shot him. Here, we'll Radiance, we'll Evangelism, and use our pet. And I want to check how much damage exactly that did to him. The mine did 8.4 million damage on non-fortified on a +8. So, yeah, it hurts pretty bad. You can definitely live it, but it is not fun. And now the Warlock is coming up here. Alright, then we have the last boss. It's not perfect, but basically the way this boss works, I'll just explain the boss by default first. First thing that he does is these homing missiles. It's gonna just fixate a player. You just keep it out of the group and then let it blow up. You don't have to run around forever like that, the mage did. It just puts a small dot on that player. And then he'll do this Gatling gun. You just move around the boss. He'll go either way, clockwise or counterclockwise. It's random. So you just have to be ready to go either way, and then you just stay behind him. He has these little drones out here flying. You can see them both red right there. That's like the path that they're going to do. So like one will go star to orange, for instance, and then the other one went from star to green. And I'll move the markers depending on like where they show up. And then the safe spot is this area over here, wherever the markers aren't. Like there'll be, think of 4 quadrants in the room, and one of them is safe. So now they're moving again, and it looks like they're going to go from green to what would it be, orange, and then green to star because they're facing that way. And then do you see this spot is empty over here? That's how that works. There is a little bit of a trick to it. There's always a safe spot on these grates sometimes, like right here. If I stand right here, I'll just never get hit, even if it's overlapping me. So like I'll do that, for instance. So now it's looking like it's going to be star to orange and orange to green, so that side over there is safe. So I'll try to stand here. The safe spot's a little finicky, so you have to kind of learn where it is. Like even I am still unfamiliar with it. But like right there, you can see I'm standing right here and I didn't get hit by any of the circles, and they'll like never touch this specific spot. Now they're gonna move again, but the boss is gonna phase probably into the intermission after this Gatling gun. And the Gatling gun, you also can tank it. It hurts pretty bad, so you do need to press like a pretty big defensive or have like a pretty big shield on. So now they're going from there to there. I didn't see where the other one was. And now this is the intermission. Boss stops taking damage, but you can still like heal off of him if you have atonements and stuff like that. He'll spawn these 3 pillars, and then spawn these adds. With the pillars, he's going to do this ability here soon, Drill Smash, so it's on me. You stand by one of the pillars with the red beams on them, and then he charges over to you, you get out of the way, and then he smashes the pillar, and you're trying to smash all 3 pillars. Now Drill Smash is on the Warlock, so he wants to go to a different pillar, and it looks like, I don't know if that's going to reach. It's going to be pretty close. Looks like it did. These adds just do constant random damage to players in the group, and they hurt really bad. And they also can't be like grouped up in melee or anything. So you want to do lots and lots of healing to out-heal these and also kill them as fast as possible. Now we need to finish off this ad. Ideally, you kill both the ads before the intermission's over, because these are not fun to heal during this. And then now we have the same thing where we have the new safe spot. Finishing off this ad, I'm just going to press a defensive and sit in the Gatling gun. See there, like with very little defensives, it hurts pretty bad. There we all got hit by the homing missile. That's usually okay. You can actually do that in most cases if you're all stacked up and stuff. It doesn't actually hurt that much. Here we're definitely avoiding the Gatling gun, and then we're going to have to watch the circles at the same time. So green is not safe because that one over there is facing it. They move over this way. Homing missile. Hunter, so we just put a little heal on him. And then the new safe spot is going to be the non-mark spot. So what we can do is we dodge this Gatling gun, and then we kind of move. Oh. No, I was not quick enough on that. Ideally, what you do is you dodge the Gatling gun, and then like as you're making your first round, you go to whichever safe spot is. We have Gatling gun again. And the boss dies. Sorry if that was like an over explanation, but hopefully you can kind of like go back and, you know, rewatch that and just kind of get a feel for it or get an idea for how each thing works. A lot of moving parts, but there's really not that much to it when you break it down. It's mostly just understanding where the safe spot is, or just utilizing the like perma safe spot over here on green. Always use this great over here. You just have the whole group stand over here. You never have to dodge. And we did not get the ring. We can ask for this chest piece. That's it. The safe spot still works. Alrighty, what are we doing now? I still need Motherload for that ring, but it's a little exhausting. We could do the other healing out louds, but or the other like dungeon walkthroughs. I still have to do. We're gonna do the raid, the Bigwigs raid setup and stuff. I guess I have time to do the walkthroughs tomorrow instead. Maybe we'll just keep spamming Motherload to get that ring, and then as soon as, because I really want to replace this thing. As soon as we replace the ring, we can play the game or play some alts and stuff like that. We'll do that. To get the Motherload portal though, just to make this a little easier, so maybe we'll try to find some 10s. 8 was a way more rough run than I'm used to. That was brutal. Go for some random ones. To be 7 or higher. There you go, we got another 8. We go again. I think I can craft now. I should have done that. Oh well. Oh no, I can't because we didn't time it. One more. And then we can craft.
Five, four, three, two.
We get the ring this time for sure. The ring, we get our crafted piece. And then we need one more piece for foresight still. I still don't have foresight. I have 3 items for 3 piece, but I don't have a 4th item yet. I shadow melded too early. If you shadow meld like as the thug dashes at you, won't charge another person, but if you dash before he charges at you, he'll just target a new player. Kind of sucks. Don't want to PI Frost Mage on single target, unfortunately.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Well, get ready for the alley-oop. I misstepped on that one. Did not successfully do the alley-oop. It's actually wild. I can't believe I messed it up that bad. It's like comic relief levels of bad. It's wild. Oh no, not like this. Not 2 extractors and like 8 earth shapers. Oh, we're just gonna pray. Yeah, someone. Try to live. I have a million throw rocks, so I'm just gonna use uppies to shield myself. Barrier, paint sub myself. Have another charge of radiance right now to use. Advantage, penance while moving, health pot, my combat pot. Doing it. Look at that. Apparently in these rough pulls in pugs, you can usually live it. If the key's not too high, it's not fortified, and you live. As long as you live, then most of the other people are going to live, if you're using whatever you can on them while just using enough to keep yourself alive. Ali, do not clip that. What the hell? Oh no. Guess I asked for it.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
You do me a favor, Kit? Can you post that in the either in general or the memes channel and self-promote? I do it at self-promoting, but that clip is genuinely actually really good. It's so funny. I was even thinking that it might happen, like when I was walking up to the 3 bombs, I was like, I should probably be careful here, because it's happened before when I was pugging this key where I like kicked the bomb the wrong way. I should probably take my time and just take it slow, and I'm like, nah, dude, we gotta make this look sick. I just lined it up, but when I clicked it, I walked forward, so I like pressed W and right-clicked on the bomb at the same time, so it changed the direction of like all 3 of them as I was clicking them, because I was walking forward instead of just standing still. It was rough. Time for the the quote unquote hard boss. I was gonna say hard on hard quote boss. Doing awkward. Boss is a DPS worst nightmare. They have you stop boss damage and kill the ad or you wipe. Yeah. Yeah, Azurite Infusion definitely full heals them. Target the mastermind here.
My emissary brings
Move.
power. Take it.
Move.
You're getting through this one a lot faster. Get the mastermind here again.
Move. Move.
No,
Willing sacrifice has
the polymorph. Two of them.
Move.
That's the shaman in your group if his name is a Dune reference. Sure.
Move. 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 Move.
Mage responded. The shaman did not. Mage said Heterock. Hatterack.
If you want a job done right, use Bega Explosive!
Means it is.
A willing sight.
I love the smell of propellant in the morning! Safety first!
Oh, okay.
I love the smell of propellant!
Did the mage answer for him? I need to watch the second Dune movie. I haven't seen it, and I heard it was pretty good still. I like the first one a lot, so. We need to go in this open area over here. That spot's gonna get taken up. Weird. If I get targeted, we'll see if we can shadow meld it. The propel. If it goes on someone else. Out of curiosity. Target me, target me, target me. The second one's better than the first one, okay. Then I definitely need to watch it. Enjoyed the first one, it was pretty cool. It was like an artsy
A willing sacrifice.
sci-fi thing, and I'm not super into sci-fi most of the time, so I enjoyed it. I wanted to get targeted. Target me here so that I can just test it. I just want to see if it works, please. Game sucks. My tune name is Poo Poo Man. Is that also a movie reference? Technically, Dune is a book.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
See, someone in YouTube chat is a major fan of Dune. Only someone who has read the book knows of Poo Poo Man. I almost just died to a bomb because I'm looking at chat. Possible to get your new party frames, the horizontal ones. Yes, I will be posting those very soon. I'm kind of like, I'm still playing around with them and changing settings and stuff, so I don't want to like give them to people and then change them one day and then someone's watching my stream and they're like, hey, you haven't given an update yet. So I'm just waiting until I'm like finalized with this first iteration of it, I guess you could say. Probably by the end of this week, and then I will post them. So if you don't see them, a notification for them in my Discord by this weekend, just hit me up on like Friday or Saturday and remind me and just yell at me to post them and I'll post them by then for sure. But I just want to give it a little bit more time just in case I change anything else. The mage. No! Can I res him? I'm not gonna be able to in time. So funny. Yeah, I do plan to.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
Right where you belong. Under my heel.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
Get a load of 300 rounds per minute. What am I paying you fools for? Get out here and fix me.
Shadow mode this. Oh, you can shadow mode that. You definitely shouldn't have, but you can. In case you're in a bad spot. Maybe you're a DPS and you have cooldowns and you don't want to deal with the ad. Or you want to kill the ad. Want to have to move around a bunch.
You'll pay for that.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Pulverize. Take some high caliber carnage. Get a load of 300 rounds per minute.
Well done, mortal.
Shoulders? That's useless. You already have shoulders. Ring dropped, but we did not get it. Unlucky. Alright, well now we can craft, and then if I get a piece before raid at some point. I recorded a video though. I'm gonna record the bigwigs setup thing, and then I also got to do some raid prep and stuff. So I'm gonna end the stream here and just have a short stream. So I'm sorry I'm not gonna stream longer, but I'll keep streaming the dungeon walkthroughs like every time I do them. So tomorrow morning I plan to do more. We're probably gonna do. We have the other 4 dungeons to do. We have what, like the non this expansion ones. We have Workshop. We have Theater of Pain. We have, what are the other? I don't even know the other. We have Floodgate to do. That's one of these ones. And then we have, I think, Priory of the Sacred Flame. So we'll do those 4, and hopefully we'll just kind of back-to-back get them all done tomorrow, I think will be the plan. We'll see. So that'll be the plan, and then I'll also stream while we farm gear on the alts and stuff, because I want to start being in Cinderbrew, Meadery, and Motherlode Prison on all my alts this week as well. But we'll hopefully have like a IO day where I push some IO and stuff, so we'll see when that is. But thank you guys for hanging out. Bell notification sounds so cursed. What bell notification? On that, is it from my bigwigs? Is it on the boss? What ability was it for, do you know? It's probably the stages. That. Helen gun. Alright, sorry for the short stream, but thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah. See you guys.